In recent days, the world observed a sharp depreciation in China's currency relative to the US dollar. For a currency that is quasi-pegged as opposed to free-floating, this move was surely an intentional policy move. This move also comes just days after President Trump surprise tweeted again new tariff measures against Chinese imports to the US. The purpose of the currency devaluation on the part of the Chinese was likely multi-dimensional. First, in the same way that Trump's tariffs essentially make imports from China more expensive, a weaker currency makes them cheaper from the perspective of US importers. So a devaluation to some extent helps offset some of the tariff measures. Second, it is an escalation from the Chinese designed to send a message to the US president that China is willing and able to manipulate its currency for domestic purposes. In the subsequent hours, the US Treasury Department formally labelled China a currency manipulator. We have now entered the realm of a currency war, in addition to the trade dispute that was unfolding between the US and China already. This is concerning given the risks around a substantial and sustained devaluation of the Chinese yuan. Here are some of the dynamics that we are focused on. First, as China's yuan depreciates, the risk of capital flight increases. After all, any investor who believes their local currency will depreciate would likely try to diversify into alternative currencies. And the reason why this dynamic would be particularly troublesome for China is that in order to maintain its currency peg, capital flight drains money supply from the Chinese economy. The effect here is like an interest rate hike at a time when the Chinese economy is already weak. In such a scenario, the choice for Chinese policymakers would be to either deplete China's foreign currency reserves or let the currency depreciate further. Now, further depreciation of the currency has two problems. Number one, it would be interpreted by a certain US president as further escalation, which would in turn invite new countermeasures in this tit-for-tat trade war. And number two, we have concerns about the potential effects of a weak Chinese yuan on the Hong Kong banking system. Many Chinese corporates issue US dollar and Hong Kong dollar denominated debt via the Hong Kong banking system. As the Chinese yuan depreciates, these foreign liabilities increase in size. Will credit risks emerge on the balance sheets of the Hong Kong banks? Time will tell. Currency wars are inherently unpredictable. It's hard enough to analyse the effect of one action in isolation, but for any given action, there will almost certainly be countermeasures affected by the opposing government. And where does it stop? We don't know. The only comforting idea is that neither side want or can tolerate politically a complete deterioration in their domestic economy.